Okay. Alright, so if we are currently drawing the tile that happens to have been chosen for our hero spawn point, it draws the tile like it should, so we can technically make the spawn point look like anything, and then we will draw, let's see here, we're going to have to do a set of color. Say VB green, picture 1 dot. You know what, I'm going to make it a circle. And let's see here, the X and Y coordinates to this circle I'm going to grab from what we already have done, which would be the first two here. Here's the X, here's the Y, comma, and then we want to make this a circle of radius, a radius of 20. But I can't just draw it where it would normally draw, or where we pulled the coordinates from up above, because that's the top left corner, and the circles, you have to specify the center of the circle, so I'm just going to say plus 20 on each one of these. And see if I put this in the wrong spot. Oh, I get it, okay. Plus. Let's try it. Hero spawn. Yeah, it worked. Okay. Now, and if you choose a new spawn point, that should become the new, there you go, the new spot. So let's make the circle a little smaller. Let's say 15 instead of 20. And you know what? Just to be cool, I'm going to take that whole circle command, copy it, and then say like 13, just so it's going to do two circles one inside the other, like that. Make it a little smaller. We're the only people that are ever going to see this, so I guess it's not that important. Loading map, and see, so we could say hero spawn starts here, and then we got to do the same kind of thing with the enemy spawns. So this code here is good code to use. I'm just going to copy it, and we're going to use it for the enemies. So we say for Z, or wait, we can't use Z, we're already using it. So for T equals 1, 2, enemies, XT. So if Z equals EAT and W equals EBT, then we don't say VB green, we'll say VB red. Oh, yeah, next T. Typo. Alright. Load and map. So if we were testing this out, we say that's the hero's spawn point. We'll put an enemy up here. Huh. Oh, I see the problem. Notice, when we would normally click, it's supposed to be a green square. As I get over here, the square turns red. Reason is, when it's drawing, we have a loop for Z and then a loop for W. So first, the outer loop is going across, the inner loop is going down, so therefore it's going down, 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 drawing them all. When it hits here, it's still drawing in green. Once I hit past this point, when it's drawing, this circle here, this code has changed the drawing color to red. That's why every time it draws it anywhere following one of these points, it's going to be red. So I need to change, or specifically tell it that the for color is green. We never had any reason to change it originally when we wrote the draw tile code. So I just set it manually, using the properties. I had set the for color somewhere. Maybe I did it somewhere else. Anyways, we need to specify it in code again. So I just started off right here. So this should work. If I load the map, see if I put that in, and I put in an enemy, which for some reason it's not drawing the tile like it should immediately following up, but see, still green. Let's try this here. Oh, it goes to draw the tile when we place the enemy. See, I copied the code. It still says A and B. It's supposed to be EA and EB. Enemies. EB. Enemies. There. Simple. We need the hero spawn point and the enemy spawn points saved into the map. So I'm going to go to save. We're going to be adding some stuff to the end here. So before close, I'm going to say print number 1, A, print number 1, B, print number 1, enemies, so that we can loop for z equals 1, 2 enemies, print number 1, EA, and print number 1, EB. And then we close that. Now, I'm going to copy this whole thing that we just added, but I'm not going to put it into load yet. The reason is, if it tries, our map right now as it exists as a text file, or as a, our map file, it does not have that extra information in it. It does not have this stuff tacked on. So we want to load it with the old way, save it, and when we save it, it's saving it with the new way where it's got this extra stuff in there. Then once we know that we now have a new map, we can go and change the load. So load the map the old way, old map, old way. I will save it, and even though I haven't specified anything, it's okay because it's going to fill in blanks. Yes, I'm sure I want to save. So now when we exit, I can go into load, do the same kind of thing where we input instead of print. Easy enough. So I should be able to load without any errors. There we go. If I had not done this, we would have had an input beyond the end of file error. So let's make sure that this works. Put a hero in, put an enemy in, put an enemy in, put an enemy in. Whoop. I save the map, close down. When I load the map, it should show them all. And it does. Here, 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 and here. Okay. What else do we need to add to this editor? It's a minute and a half. I know I'm going to think of it as soon as I shut everything down. Or as soon as I say that we're done with the editor, that's when I'm going to realize I forgot something. You know what? We need an endpoint. Some way that you've won the level when you get to it. Some tile. And you know what we're probably going to want to, eventually we're going to want a picture of like a door, or if we go the old Mario route, it's going to be like a castle door, and then you draw, you have a decorative, meaning sky, you have a decorative castle, and the door on it, you'll have some new option. So let's do that. We will have a new option. I can fit some of these on the same line. Copy this. And wait a minute. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say end. Technically, you'd say, well, you're only going to have one of these, so why make a whole tile type? Why not just have it a special point, like the spawn points? And the reason I'm going to say end and just have it as its own tile type is because you could have, what I'm trying to think ahead here, if you made the game a little bit more complex, where, what if it wasn't just one ending, like you have in Mario? Oh, actually, no, you know what? Mario's a good example. Because all of the tubes that you could go through technically exit you out of the level and put you into another level. So by having it as its own location like this, we can add additional information, like what level you're jumping to. But I guess we could do that with spawn point style too. Well, I've got to save the video because it's beeping at me. 1 second.